Everybody, Truth Seeker here. Conservatives have already been complaining that the tech giants have been censoring them, and now those accusations have reached the White House. In a series of tweets on Saturday, Trump made it very clear that he stood with conservative voices facing censorship from social media platforms. He said censorship is a very dangerous thing and calling for everyone to be allowed to participate in online conversations. He also went on to slam fake news. There is nothing so fake as CNN and MSNBC, and yet I do not ask that their sick behavior be removed. And question who decides who gets removed from social media. Trump's comments come just days after several journalists raised the alarm at what they called baseless complaints sent to Twitter over stories with sensitive topics, and after Facebook, Google, and Apple banned Alex Jones and his InfoWars media outlet from its platforms.
Well, Twitter has long denied that it is biased against conservative accounts. That's obviously a lie. It's always obviously been a lie, and now it is a proven lie. A new report by Vice found that Republican lawmakers on the conservative accounts wouldn't show up in the search bar when users searched for them. That is censorship, obviously, and it was intentional. Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida was one of those conservatives shadow banned by Twitter. He just filed a complaint against the company with the Federal Election Commission. Congressman Gaetz joins us tonight. Congressman, thank you for coming on. So I guess the first is a factual question. You're certain that this happened to you and it was intentional?
Well, I'm certain that there were only 4 members of Congress who had their voices suppressed on Twitter. Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, and Devin Nunes. So that'd be one hell of a coincidence. My suspicion is that if people were effectively communicating a conservative message, they got caught in Twitter's troll trap. The reason that I think that that is illegal is because that it gives advantages to our political opponents. It gives them access to the platform that we don't have. If Twitter was a billboard company and they gave Democrats access to their billboards and not Republicans, that would be an illegal corporate donation to the campaigns of Democrats. Here, instead of the billboard, it's the auto fill-in function as a part of Twitter's search feature that wasn't available to me, Devin Nunes, Mark Meadows, or Jim Jordan, and it's available to Democrats.
You believe that the FEC can remedy this?
They absolutely can institute fines, just like they could institute fines and punishment against any company that illegally makes a corporate donation to a political campaign. Here, the corporate donation is allowing Democrats and the people running against me specifically to have access to elements of the search feature that I didn't have access to. And why, Tucker? Why? Twitter has said in their official response that it was my behavior that resulted in this. I don't know what behavior that is. So are we really going to trust tech companies to be able to just decide with no transparency what behavior limits someone's ability to amplify their message? That sounds like the Tech Tyranny series you did a couple months ago is coming to life before our very eyes.
Well, it clearly is, and Twitter is a fairly small player in this world. It's a failing company anyway. Google dominates all of tech. And in fact, it's the portal through which almost all human information flows. So if Google were to hold things back in search or put its thumb on the scale in any way, they could have a huge effect on our society. Congress exists to make sure that the public interest is represented, and yet I've never heard a member of Congress say, we're going to get to the bottom of this, we're going to break up Google, we're going to fulfill our oversight role here. Why not?
Well, frankly, too many members of Congress just don't understand the gravity of the issue, but now we're the ones that have the targets drawn on our foreheads, and so I think that you'll see more engagement from the Congress coming forward. A reasonable libertarian might ask, why shouldn't I just leave Twitter? Why should I have excessive government regulation? And it's important to recognize Twitter and other social media companies use the federal government to get rid of lawsuits that they don't want to have to defend against, and they use a provision that requires them to hold themselves out as a neutral public forum. So Twitter and Facebook can't say on one hand, we're neutral and thus we shouldn't have to respond to lawsuits, and then on the other hand, tell me and other outspoken conservatives that our behavior results in suppression on their platform. Right. They can't have it both ways.
Well, Google has a monopoly, as does YouTube, and they routinely suppress political views they don't agree with, and the Congress does absolutely nothing about it. And I hope they will change their ways immediately. Congressman, thank you. It was great to see you, and I hope you'll keep us posted on how this turns out.
Will do. Thanks, Tucker.
And it is plainly obvious how the censorship actually works on these platforms, because it seems it's more conservative voices that are actually getting censored than the actual real problems in the world to begin with, which really shows that there's a huge political bias in these deciding factors when they want to ban channels, pages, and Twitter accounts for literally just reporting the news. the actual real truth news. It just doesn't fit their agenda. So then they sit there and pull the strings and try to demonize all these people, which is causing one of the biggest walkaway movements ever. And it's not talking about people leaving the Democratic Party. This is people leaving social media altogether. And it's definitely spurred up so many different alternative projects out there for different social media platforms and video platforms and everything else. And they're all growing and still in the works right now. But it's sad that people actually had to come to this just to be able to continue on to speak the truth to their fans and subscribers. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. Something that was actually really huge and could have actually been a great thing has literally turned to crap because of politics, and it makes no sense. I mean, you honestly cannot let politics run your business, or you won't have a business. I mean, it's really sad that we actually live in a world today where the social media companies now think that they're supposed to be our mother and try to shelter us from all these other broadcasts that we shouldn't be hearing or listening to. Don't want to get any ideas, right? I mean, I find it kind of disgusting. It just makes no sense. Why even have age verification on accounts anymore? What's the purpose of any of that anymore if it doesn't matter? If everything's supposed to be TV rated G, then what is the point of the platform anymore? But I think the biggest deciding factor in all of this is the fact that it's only the conservative channels that are getting hit like this. It's only the conservative Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, pages, everything. Why is it that people on the left that say the most craziest things, threats to the president, threats to the president's son, all that stuff's fine. Their accounts are still in good standing. I don't get it. There's people that make YouTube videos talking about this stuff, and their accounts are still fine. I don't understand. It makes no sense. I mean, I myself, I've got demonetized in June 13th for some duplication claim or something like that, and had to wait 30 days before I could finally reapply my channel. Now it's just going through some kind of an endless review process in hopes that one day maybe I might actually get my monetization back on. And this has actually been killing me. A lot of people are saying, oh, why don't you get a 9 to 5, all this other stuff. I've done all that. I've worked my whole entire life. And I literally dropped everything 3 years ago to make this my full-time job. I literally dropped everything. And this was successful for me. This is the most money I've ever made in my life. And I make sure I stay within the guidelines. I make sure that there's nothing really repulsive or any kind of shock or anything. I make sure nothing like that is involved with any of the videos that I produce. I mean, literally, I was walking on eggshells for 3 years because I loved being a paid YouTube partner. I loved it. I didn't want to risk losing that at all. And then it still happened. And it just really saddens me about how all this is going. It's depressing. Every day I get up out of bed and I want to look at my phone and I don't want to look at it because I always, it's like you just got done with that job interview and you felt like you did a really, really great job, and now you're hesitant. You're waiting for that call to say come back in. Instead, I'm looking at my email. I'm waiting for that email that says, congratulations, you've been approved for monetization. I've been waiting for that for almost 3 months now, and I'm driving myself insane. So I appreciate everybody that's actually been supporting me, buying t-shirts, sending me tips to the tip jar. I appreciate all that. I hate asking anybody for anything. I don't want to be a panhandler. I like earning my money. So I figured the t-shirts and coffee mugs would be a better way of making that up other than just asking for a handout. And so many people, I don't know if they mean to do it or not, but they message me and they go, YouTube's not going to monetize you. And I don't want that to be true. I don't want that to be true at all. Because if that is true, like literally I'm about to lose every single thing that I have. I literally have people waiting. My bills are like stacking up. I'm thinking any day I should be approved. Any day. And I keep telling myself that. Because I do feel that there is people at YouTube that actually really do care about conservatives. They're just not the CEO. And they have no control over what's going on with the stuff. But my gut feeling says that it will be approved. My gut just won't tell me when. So I'm going to just continue on doing what I can until I finally make it back to that day. I mean, I was literally finally out of the hole. I was literally debt-free and everything. And it was nice. I got me a house, car, a new phone, and actually started having a real life. And then I wake up one day to just all that being over. And now I'm sitting here clinging to every single thing that I got because I don't want to lose it. And I'm really, really thankful that there are people that are actually working with me right now with payment arrangements and everything, but that can only stretch for so long, you know? So I'm hoping any day, like literally any day, this will get approved, and then I'll finally have some good news to be able to tell everyone. And sorry about my voice sounding so raspy. I've been sick for like the last 5 days. I've actually been in and out of the hospital. Not sure exactly what's going on with me. It felt like a flu, but then it got really bad and I started blacking out. And so I don't know, but they couldn't find anything wrong with me. I was in the hospital for almost the whole day, and I got released the next night. And I've been at home for like the last 2 days now. So just resting and everything, trying to get back on my feet. Just a lot of stuff coming at me at once, and it's really hard to handle right now. So thank you everybody that's sticking with me, and thank you everyone for your support. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Please subscribe to our channel, like our video.